Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Nirtundale Inhamok. On the News Mongolia today, Mongolia expands digital cooperation at Digital Almaty 2025 with key international partnerships. Green forage is becoming a trend among family farmers. Listening to music through headphones for long periods can negatively impact hearing. For other news, stay tuned. Mongolia strengthened its digital and international partnerships at Digital Almaty 2025, forging key agreements with Uzbekistan, the USA, and Saudi Arabia, while advancing regional cooperation with the Kazakhstan and Tajikistan. The forum themed Industrial AI, Technologies for a New Era showcased Mongolia's growing influence in e-governance, drone technology, and environmental sustainability, marking a significant step in its digital transformation journey. At the Digital Almaty 2025 Forum, held from January 31st to February 1st in Almaty, Kazakhstan, Mongolia forged significant international partnerships. At the Digital Almaty 2025 Forum, held from January 31st to February 1st in Almaty, Kazakhstan, Mongolia forged significant international partnerships to advance its digital development, innovation, and technological integration. The event, themed Industrial AI Technologies for a New Era, attracted over 40,000 participants, 300 speakers, and facilitated more than 30 bilateral discussions. Mongolia's delegation, led by Im Tolrat, advisor to the Minister of Digital Development and Communications, engaged with regional representatives to establish collaborations in key technological sectors. A notable meeting took place with Kanat Tolushin, Deputy Minister of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry of Kazakhstan. The discussions focused on drone technology, including unmanned aerial vehicle, testing zones, and virtual space applications. Additionally, the Mongolian delegation met with Asilbek Morzahmetov, director of Kazakhstan's USTEM Foundation, to explore training programs for drone operators. USTEM is renowned for promoting STEM education across Central Asia through robotics and drone competitions, nurturing young talent for international tech arenas. Mongolia signed two critical memorandums of understanding during the event. The E-Mongolia Academy formalized a partnership with Uzbekistan's UZIN FOCOM, aiming to enhance e-government services, strengthen innovation capacities, and foster collaboration in cybersecurity, digital governance, and artificial intelligence. Simultaneously, Mongolian startup FIBO Cloud expanded its cooperation with the US-based Silk Road Innovation Hub, building on a previous 2023 agreement focused on legal support and infrastructure development in Silicon Valley. In a strategic move to share its digital transformation expertise, Mongolia engaged with Tajikistan's Agency for Innovation and Digital Technologies. Both parties agreed to initiate formal cooperation with the E-Mongolia Academy, presenting its successful e-governance model. Further expanding its diplomatic outreach, advisor Im Tolrat met with Saudi Arabia's Deputy Minister of Business Development, Mohammed Al-Rifai. Discussions centered on establishing a drone center in Mongolia for environmental monitoring, leveraging Saudi Arabia's development funding. This initiative aligns with Mongolia's Billion Trees campaign to combat desertification and Saudi Arabia's Green Saudi initiative, which targets the planting of 10 billion trees. The forum highlighted Mongolia's proactive approach to digital diplomacy, fostering international partnerships that support its ambitious technological and environmental goals, while positioning itself as a regional leader in the digital transformation. During harsh winters, a family farmer in Dondrav province found a way to continue provide with its livestock by growing green forage indoors. It allows them to use the small areas with full efficiency.
A family farmer in Dondrav province started growing green forage after experiencing a harsh winter and spring in 2023 and 2024. Green forage is grown at room temperature by watering weeds. Moreover, Dondrav province now has the largest indoor green forage space and producing their own packaged products. As experts say, these products provide livestock with necessary nutrition and protein. Also, packaged products are delivered to communities who are experiencing hardship during harsh winter and spring. The administration of Dondral province is planning to collaborate with families and businesses to encourage the wider usage of hydroponic farming in near future. It's a method of growing plants in water instead of soil. For family farmer Irtensok, it all started with buying wheat. He is now growing wheat in 300 square meter area.
5 tons of wheat is planted during winter. In the wild, 5 tons of wheat requires a massive field. However, I'm planting at only a 300 square meter area. It took 2 months to grow. After that, I harvest and freeze the crop and pack in the vacuum bags for storage. We're using a small area very efficiently.
One tray of green forage is used for 25 to 30 sheep and 1 calf. If his small business continues successfully, Irtensok wants to hire more employees and train them in hydroponic technology.
Teenagers in particular often use headphones daily as a way to isolate themselves from their surroundings. However, wearing headphones while walking outside compromises safety, and prolonged use can have detrimental effects on hearing.
Listening to sound at 85 decibels for just 1 hour can cause damage to the auditory system. To put it in perspective, 85 decibels is equivalent to the noise produced by running hairdryer. Experts recommend keeping the volume below 30 decibels and limiting headphone use to no more than 60 minutes at a time. Yet, despite these guidelines, headphone usage remains high among the public.
I use headphones for about 4 to 5 hours a day, including during my commute and at work. When wearing headphones outside, I can barely hear the sound of cars. In general, I tend to listen to music at a high volume.
In the evenings, after my classes, I listen to music through headphones for long periods, which does cause ear pain.
When I am out, the city's noise is overwhelming, with traffic jams and car horns, among other sounds. To block out these noises, I listen to loud music through my headphones while walking.
I listen to music through headphones for about 2 to 3 hours a day. Prolonged use of headphones reduces my ability to hear properly, and my ears start to hurt.
I usually use headphones when I'm free or while traveling on the bus. I might use them for about 5 to 6 hours a day. When people listen to music with headphones, they isolate themselves from the surrounding noise and tend to lose focus, which increases the likelihood of accidents.
The human ear consists of 3 parts: the outer, middle, and the inner ear. The inner ear contains the cochlea, which moves constantly when it receives sound waves. Teenagers typically wear headphones for 2 to 4 hours daily while outdoors. This prolonged exposure can gradually damage the cochlea, leading to hearing loss, as explained by medical professionals. The cochlea can become damaged due to listening to rock music, loud sounds, or prolonged exposure to noise from headphones. This causes the cells in the cochlea to become fatigued, break down, and eventually fall apart. Over time, this deterioration results in hearing loss and can lead to irreversible damage. For this reason, it is advised that young people reduce their headphone use and limit it to no more than 30 minutes at a time. Using headphones to block out surrounding noise significantly increases the risk of accidents. For instance, pedestrians may not hear an oncoming car or its horn, which could lead to dangerous situations, such as being struck while crossing the street. To ensure safety, it is important to avoid using headphones or mobile phones while participating in traffic.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
As of today, 2 suspicious cases of meningococcus are under treatment, reported the National Center for Communicable Diseases. However, both are moderate cases and the final results will be introduced in the upcoming days. Since the start of 2025, 1 fatality has been reported. Dr. Sakura Eskeland, the World Health Organization representative to Mongolia, visited the National Center for Communicable Diseases on Monday. She noted that the World Health Organization will collaborate on determining the subpopulation of meningococcal pathogens. Experts say meningococcus is not caused by a virus. However, it requires a high level of control to prevent further outbreaks. In Mongolia, major surges of meningococcus were recorded in the last 10 years. In 2007, there were 167 cases and 10 fatalities. This year is considered as the recurrence period. After vaccination of children aged 2 to 14 in 2008 and 2007, the incidence has decreased sharply since 2010, with 20 to 40 cases recorded annually. Next week, 2,000 shots of vaccines are planned for close contacts and high-risk groups. Mongolia is preparing to take the PISA 2025 assessment for the second time. PISA, also known as the Program for International Student Assessment, is organized by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development every 3 years. PISA aims to assess how 15-year-old students efficiently use the knowledge they have gained at school in real life. Also, it assesses the country's overall education system through 3 main areas, namely math, reading comprehension, and natural sciences. In Mongolia, the first PISA assessment took place in 2022, with the participation of around 7,300 students from 196 schools. The result showed that Mongolia took 47th place from 81 countries in math, 65th place in reading comprehension, and 53rd place in natural science. This year, the PISA assessment will take place from March to May. Around 7,500 students from 190 schools will be participated. The final result will be announced in late 2026.
Now let's shift our attention to international news provided by our partner agencies. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced new tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China as part of his re-election campaign promises, with the measures set to take effect on Saturday.
Speaking to reporters on Thursday, Trump ordered a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico, citing concerns over immigration and drug issues, along with a 10% import levy on China. He has also pledged to expand tariffs to include India, Russia, the BRICS group, and the European Union. Duties of up to 200% could be imposed on vehicles imported from Mexico and Canada, and Trump has also suggested extending tariffs to semiconductors, metals used in military hardware production, and pharmaceuticals. Tariffs on oil and gas imports are set to take effect around February 18th. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stated that Canada is ready with a response, while Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum affirmed that Mexico will always maintain dialogue, but has alternative plans to address the U.S. government's decision. The Chinese Foreign Ministry warned that there are no winners in a trade war or a tariff battle, stressing that such a conflict does not serve the interests of any party and is not conducive to the global economy. China, Mexico, and Canada are the United States' top trading partners, collectively accounting for 40% of its imports last year. Economists warn that the new tariffs could disrupt nearly $1.6 trillion in trade across North America.
Entonces, como dicen,
As they say, the United States is shooting itself in the foot because they are increasing 25%, but there will be a lot of impacts there and here too, especially if this continues, because the companies that are here may decide whether they stay here or go somewhere else due to that 25%.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.